welcome to my first update on Ammanford Junction, or also known as WCML 100. Just a quick show you of things that I plan to do, I've done recently, and a few new local updates as well. First of all, I've started to do my platforms, as you can see. I've literally just finished some fencing which I bought the other day, which is ready to be installed along the platform side there. I've also got some Batman Scenecraft accessories which would be fitted along the platform itself. Some spare bits of fencing there. I've also recently fixed all the track down around here, and hopefully we'll be ballasting soon, which would be good. I've also recently added some graffiti to my line side transformer, which is, got a box up here at the moment, but that's not going to stay there. I've also added a bit of fencing around the side there. I thought barrier, because the fencing that came with it was oversized and unrealistic, so that's gone. And this is going to be a sort of little network rail yard which you need to complete the fencing round to enclose it. This little section here in the white area, that needs to be filled in with some filler, and once that's all done it's going to be painted in a concrete colour, and all these line side boxes will be glued on top. The trunking also goes there, and I've linked that up quite well at the moment. It goes all the way down here. It's going to go through that orange bit which I need to finish off properly, and it goes along there to the other line side bits there. I've also put this derelict signal box in, which looks pretty good. Put some overgrown trees around it as well. I've also added these two lines here on the side, which I think look pretty good, as in this one where the MPV is at the moment, which is a new accusation, will be the head shunt for the depot, and the TMD, which will be up the other end once I get my next baseboard. And I've got a little shunters stabling area there for the yard shunter, which has got its own sort of platform for the workers to get off, and a little hut there for them to have their cup of tea in between shunting duties and stuff. And this will all need to be fenced off as well. So that's a few of the first sort of things. I've also recently added some station signs and painted what was red to blue to match the station theme of the blue colour. So all the sort of red lines and the doors which are red from the standard item have been painted blue with the added information signs, sort of the more modern ones, along with the bits that need to be added. All the TV screens will be going up on the roof of it soon, which would be hopefully look pretty good as well. And I hope to install some of the clocks and all the ticket machines as well along there. Once I've put in the yellow lines alongside the platforms, and I'm in the process of painting the Pico sides for the platforms. I've also bought myself some packs of train save lights. I think they are pretty good. I've bought some double arm ones for the central double platform, and I've bought some single arm ones for the single sided platform, and I painted them up into the blue to match the colour of the station theme, and I think they've come out pretty good. So I'll be installing them soon as well into the station. The rail track snowplow is also another new item I've purchased over the last few months, since I did an update on new locos and rails in stock. This was item from Flangeway. I think you can only buy it from one model shop. They're on display at the London Model Festival of Railways and stuff in March, and I think it's a pretty good model, you know, a one-off. They're £30 a piece. I think they're £35 for a weathered one. I went for the non-weathered one because I wanted to weather it myself. I think it's well worthwhile, really. I think they look really good. So they're very plasticky, but apart from that, well worth 30 quid for the sort of limited edition model, really. Going back to the MPV, the Network Rail one, I think it's a very good model. I'm very pleased with it. I picked it up for a massive bargain at the London Model Railway Festival for half price at £60 from the Batman table. It's the Batman table installed there. They showed off some of their new releases as well, which are good, and I'm pretty pleased with it overall. Another main feature of the layout is the high street, and as you can see, there's still quite a lot left to complete. I've got the houses up there, some lower leaf houses. I plan to get another one of those, put it next to that one, have a corner shop and the lower leaf pub, then a few various high street shops along that bit which meet up to there. As you can see, this is not a standard Batman bank. This is one I painted and turned into a Barclays, which I think looks pretty good. Quite pleased with that. The bakery next to it's going to be turned into a subway, not the foot underpass sort of subway, I mean a sandwich shop. So it's going to be painted green where the white is and stuff. The two BT's high street shops that will be turned into, one of them will be a WH Smith and the other one will be a TK Maxx, I think I'm going to do. And the doors and stuff underneath will be painted accordingly to the colours of those, which will be pretty good. The Row Hotel I'm going to leave as it is. I think that's pretty okay as it is, pretty good. So that's that side of the high street. The other side of the high street, which I've been working on, is this off licence in Hornby. It was originally green, same sort of green as the door is there. I plan to make it into a complete sort of white coloured spa. I think it's coming off pretty good at the moment. I've taken the glazing out because it was the old sort of very small crosshatch window glazing, which I didn't like, wasn't very modern. So I need to modernise it up. I need to put some new glazing, which I've got, into the parts there. I've also started to add the spa signs, which will also go on the top along this little panel here as well, and on the other side as well. And I'm hoping to paint that door red, sort of to match the red and white themes going throughout, which will be good. Also, on this side of the high street, another Hornby item, which is sort of this sort of side of the high street is all pretty much Hornby, is the derelict Woolworths. I've used some corrugated sort of iron sheets to lash up some of the windows, and also all the windows are whitewashed as they usually are once shops are being redone. Still got the Woolworths logo on it, and I think this looks quite good. It was a simple effect. I just went on the inside of the building, used some quite thin down paint, white paint with water, and just sort of did loads of small little circle shapes and moved it around a bit with the paintbrush. Simple sort of spreading technique, and it's come out as a very realistic sort of look. To be honest, I'm very happy with it. So yeah, I think that's a great addition to the high street, and it should fit in pretty well next to the bus stop here. This is the warehouse area, which is pretty much almost finished. Just need to do the tarmacking colour on it now. The fencing's all complete around it. I've added some advertising warehouse signs on the side, and some danger signs around the entrance to the actual inside the warehouse. Also acquired a new Eddie Stobart truck to match the two other trucks I already had. I've added this other building along the side here, which looks quite good, and I think I will end up painting where the blue is on the top section of it to match the red on this one, to make the warehouse look the same sort of colour throughout. I've also got a little site office down here as well, which I've had for a few years now. Looks pretty good along with that as the site office of the warehouse. Also included this little cameo here. I've started to do some barbed wire. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I'm not sure it looks that good, but a little cameo where the fence has been broken. I don't know if you can see that very well. The fence has been pulled back a bit, and they've had to put some temporary fencing up, and some new posts have been laid out ready for the new fence when it's being built. I've had in a small little taxi rank here behind the shops, because where the buses is up there, it's going to be a bus station once the board is extended, to go along with the bus stops here already in place, and the station entrance is going to be just behind there as well, so it's going to give a chance for a subway which will come from over here. You can see the one down here. I'm going to put some stairs in there soon, the Pico stairs, subway stairs, and it will eventually pop up around about here where these buses are, and then the other area about here will be the bus station.